That's a choice.
Thank you so much for joining us on Straight Outta Savannah. This is a phenomenal interview. Oh my God. My sis is on here, Anna Jones, aka the Love Messenger. She is here and she's going to tell you all about who she is and what it is that she does and what she can do for you. So, Anna, take it away.
Thank you, Tammy. I'm so excited. I am here because of who Tammy is. And I'm going to say that this right out the gate. We are all magnets. We're all magnets for resonance. We're all magnets for love. We're all magnets for learning. And that has been my whole life. I've been a curious folk all my days and being in a place to wonder, really, what is this world about? What is this life? And I have been seeking my relationship with God, being raised Jewish and then becoming a Baha'i and then stepping into Wicca. I've done shamanic work. I'm a self-proclaimed witch. I'm the love messenger. I am transformational guidance. I'm an
Love it.
intuitive channel, on and on, a whole list, a whole bio situation. And essentially, I'm here on the planet to support others. I've done the work already to remember, to become more of who we truly are, and that there is an evolution in consciousness that's happening at this time. And
Yes.
I've chosen to be here. And I'm thrilled to be on this show. For all of you audience and listeners that have been attracted to Tammy, this is what we're all in. We're in the soup of connection, perspective, and love. And I'm thrilled to have this conversation.
Yes, I am. I'm so thrilled. And the funny thing is what did we set this up about 3 or 4 days ago?
Yesterday. I believe you got my email yesterday morning. I got the response. I booked it, and here we are. Yep.
I thought that was so amazing because, typically, because I asked her, I was like, well, how'd you find me? Because typically, I reach out to people every now and again. Somebody will find me somewhere and they'll reach out. I said, but typically I reach out to people and I say, hey, I like your style, and you want to come on my show and talk about it, or do you do blah 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 blah, and I didn't. So when she reached out, I was like, and then she sent me a personal message, y'all. I was like, this is so cool. I was like, I like her already. And so as soon as I saw that, I sent the message back and I said, sure, she can come on the show. Here's the link schedule. And I'm just so grateful and in so much gratitude, for her coming here and just sharing her light because we talked in the green room and I told her we have to get on the film because she is so phenomenal. But what I want to start off with first is how did you get here? How'd you get here?
Yes. Oh, well, I chose to be here. I'm going to go with that. That's the beginning. I'm a spiritual being who chose to have a human experience. There are many layers to that to speak into.
Yes.
And the evolution of what my business has become, which is the Lotus Path,
Mm.
is directly related to the mud, no lotus, that I have traversed through in this life. And there's been some ass kickers. And I'm grateful. You already spoke into gratitude, Tammy. I'm grateful and bewildered. Those are the words that I use always. There's nothing else to be other than grateful and bewildered. It encapsulates it all. It
Yes.
doesn't diminish anything, it doesn't make anything unbelievable. What it
Yes.
means is that we are willing, I am willing to say, wow, life is amazing. And let me put on that seatbelt. Like it's a roller coaster ride. I'm going to keep putting on the seatbelt.
Yes.
I will say this is important for everybody to witness within themselves because I'm going to share some really intense experiences that I have traversed in this life.
Yeah.
And I'm grateful, not because of what occurred, but because of what and how they served me. I
Woo, I
like to,
love that.
yes, I like to speak into the experiences in life. They are here to show us three things. Where are my edges? Like, how is this poking me? How am I poking somebody else? How is this creating dissonance or resonance? Where am I connecting or disconnecting? And then, like I said, what am I learning and how is this serving me? These are the questions to ask. Those are how we stay empowered in this lifetime. Victim or victor, these are choices.
Yeah.
Okay, back to my story. My parents got divorced when I was 11. My dad went through multiple journeys over 25 years, suicide attempts, situations like that. Showed up on my mother's doorstep.
Mm.
I was 36 years old and he shot and killed her. That was that was an experience almost 20 years ago.
Wait, 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 wait. You were 6 years old?
I was 11
11.
and 25 years later, so I was 36, he showed up on the doorstep of the home that I was raised in, and he had a gun in a bag, and he shot and killed her in the driveway.
Your mother.
And this was witnessed by my neighbor, by the neighbor of my mother. And my brother called me to let me know. And he drove away. My father drove away and was taken to jail. My brother and I went to visit him the next day, and it was so amazing seeing him behind the glass and the orange suit and the cuffs and everything. And I was like, what the fuck? Who does this? And he said, it had to happen. She treated me as a third or fourth class citizen. Now, I knew that wasn't who my mother was. I knew that she was a giant love. It was his perspective.
Yeah.
And that journey for me, that journey, I'm gonna say it again, that journey for me, because we all choose our parents.
Yeah.
This is another conversation, right? We can have this conversation. We can segue. People would say, well, why would I choose to be adopted? Or why would I choose an alcoholic? Or why would I choose a narcissistic bipolar parent or somebody who abuses me? Why? Why would I do that? I say, let's get underneath that.
I was gonna say,
What?
why?
Yeah, let's get underneath it. Underneath it is the soul's expression and desire.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting that we choose to be on a planet that's of a dimension that is all about learning. This is the Earth School. This is the matrix of education on a soul level, on a universal level.
Wow. I think that's so
There,
interesting.
well, it's so that like we hang on that for a minute, right? We hang on that thought of that we're here to learn. And then we have the systems that help us learn. And they help us learn about what's resonant on a soul level. When we wake up, when we recognize that there's more to being human.
Mhm.
You know, the human journey, I love to describe it as an hourglass. Okay? We come in at the most open part. I mean, if you've seen a baby, you know they are God incarnate. And I'm not talking about a Judeo-Christian God. We're going to have clarity right there. The God that I'm in relationship with, the divine, is
Yeah.
universal.
Yes.
The Judeo-Christian God is part of the pillar of religion that's part of this earth container. And that has a purpose as part of the matrix.
Mm.
There are four of them: religion, politics, medicine, education. I'm doing a weird thing with my hand, but there's four.
You
And
did.
all of,
Like,
right? That makes sense to you, Tammy.
yeah, it does.
This Judeo-Christian God is part of the expression of how we come into community, which is a beautiful thing that religion offers.
Yeah.
How we have a structure or a pathway or a moral ethical code,
Yeah.
right? That's another that religion offers. And then a way or a means to access God. Those are beautiful things.
Yes.
Where spirituality is the universal relationship with
Yes.
God
Hmm.
as a an expression, as as the extension
Yeah.
of the divine. The divine here to have a good time, right?
I was
To
going
see
to say,
sunset, drink wine, and have
we are the
orgasm.
expression of the divine.
Exactly.
Us. And people, I don't know, I feel like this great awakening, more people are awakening into that because we are. I don't know. It's almost like, what do you not get about that? It's really not complicated.
Well, that why is because of the human
Right.
condition that has been held down. So that we're back into that the hourglass, right? We come in God, we come in light, and then we have things like parents and school and jobs, right? And all of these and mortgages and all these expectations
Yes.
that we have to abide by,
Yes.
right? And that's the density. That's the density of this dimensional planet.
Yeah,
And
it
then
brings
there's
in the heaviness.
exactly the heaviness, the density. You're buried underneath all of this,
Hmm.
in essence, darkness,
Yes.
that fear,
Yes.
right? The control, the dogma, the expectations. But here's the thing, you can't see stars without darkness.
And the other
The-
part, how would you know there was light if there was not darkness?
exactly. Exactly. And that's that place, other dimensions, other planets, other existences that are all light.
Wow.
They are a different way of being.
Yeah.
We come here, we get small. Like our light is so massive. Our love is so profound. We get small to be in this body. That idea. And I know you're familiar with the Akashic records, that concept of
Yeah.
the lifetimes, the whether they're on this planet, whether they're in a human form, in a form that might be plant or animal. There's so many ways we can incarnate for the purpose of what would be learned from existing as that essence.
Yes. 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 That is phenomenal. It just, I mean, it really is, but it's so validating is what I'm going to say, because I have also had these same things come before me. And well, sometimes you question yourself because
Am I making this up?
right,
Exactly.
because we don't often trust, right? And
Yeah.
so I was like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, I was listening, I'm like, other people have those conversations.
Well, here's the thing. We're all coming out of the closet, baby. I mean, I get to come out twice because I came out as queer and now I'm coming out as spiritual. So, I mean, this is that. And I've also come out as funny. I did not think I was funny, and I'm really funny and like stand up funny, I'm sure at some point. But here's the deal, we get to keep coming out. And that's part of this aspect of this hourglass. Guess what? As we recognize this and we see that light, we work our way through. This is a birth, baby, a birth again. I mean, I gave birth at home to my amazing child. And I'm going to tell you, and I worked as a birth doula for 12 years, almost
Wow.
200 families. I witnessed birth. That is not easy shit. I mean, getting in there, first of all, is hilarious how we even become a human egg entity. Like that's funny, really. No matter what you think about it, that's funny.
Mhm.
And to get out is not an easy task for either baby or the receptacle of mother, however
No,
you look.
it
And
was
yet
difficult.
important. It's beautiful. It's amazing in the fact that it is hard. When we pull away from the hard and we aren't willing to allow, and it's not a push, honestly,
Mhm.
you don't have to push a baby out. The
Right.
body knows how to do that. That's what the contractions are all about. And
Except
yet,
for in my case, they had to cut them out of me because my body would not push them out.
well, I love to talk about birth in so many ways. And there's so many things about the birth story that are even serving for the actual child. Like, did you go into labor 2 months early because this baby wanted out, right? Did you have a big baby that didn't want to come out? All of these things are part of our own individual journey and journey as mother or as partner. Here's something to think about. I'm the star of my own show, right? I know you are, Tammy. We are the stars of our own show, right?
Absolutely. Yes.
That means we're also the supporting actor of everybody else's show.
Yes, and that
And,
is so real.
and everybody's supporting us, these sacred contracts. I'm going to say something that's hard to hear maybe for people too is, how do we explain the death of a young child? Like, how do we explain that? How do we explain the horrors of murder? How do we explain these types of things that seem to be essentially traumatic and horrifying?
Come on, Anna. You know how they explain it. God needed another flower in his garden, so he took your child.
Well, I'm going to take that flower and I'm going to go a little further with it. And I'm going to say that those in the field of that experience had their own journeys to have with loss on that degree, on that level. Or, for example, the amount of foundations and organizations, communities that have come together around trauma.
Oh, yes, yes.
That's another piece of it.
Yeah.
To accept that there are larger pieces to the story that we cannot see
Yeah.
this perspective. And I'm going to say anyone you're connected with also has that soul family experience, soul tribe. There's a way that we travel in soul groups. We're really attached to life and death on this planet, and we need to let that go. We need to let go of our attachment to death, is honestly the truth.
I actually got that a little, well, maybe, I don't know, about 10 years ago or so. I was like, you know what? I don't, because somebody actually asked me that one day. And I said, you know what? I don't have any fear for that. I don't. When the time comes, then I'll do it and it'll be done. I said, and I'll move on to the next one. And it's just really something that, I really don't. That's how I feel. And it's almost crazy because it's like the older I get, I feel that way. It's like, no, I'm not, and then I think about my grandmother, she had breast cancer at 80. And so they took the lump out and they said, oh, we think we got it all, but we want to do chemo and radiation. She said, no, no. She said, I'm 80 years old. If the good Lord is ready to take me, I'm ready to go. she said, she said, but y'all not gonna, no, not killing me with that stuff.
Yeah.
And guess what? She's 91.
He's still alive. Awesome.
Yep. Still alive, not dementia, none of that. 91.
Remember what I said? Medicine is one of the pillars of the matrix, right? It's
Yes.
another pillar. And to
Breathe.
be in wellness is to be, we were talking about this before we went live, is to be our own healer.
Yes. Yes. The thing is how do we get people to understand that? Because that's something
That
that,
they're that powerful.
yes, I've been talking about this for years on my YouTube channel. And on my Facebook page that somebody stole. I had all kinds of content talking about just this stuff because I started getting these revelations, but nobody was talking about it and nobody was understanding it and nobody was speaking my language. And now here you come speaking my language.
Yeah. Well, here's the deal. Okay, this is the part that we if this has the potential to blow your mind, I'm going to say just put your hands on here and just hold on, right? Okay, here's the deal. We make all this up. We create everything with our consciousness. And you're like, well, why the fuck did I create this life? Because you're that amazing and you have some beautiful lotus blossoming. I'm the Lotus Path. Mud makes the space, creates the energy for that beautiful lotus blossom.
Mm.
Our stories are the result of an outcome of how we experienced the events in our life, how we responded to them, how we reacted to them. We are literally in a container of conscious awareness. And it is through our essential energy centers, our chakras, our awareness, we're all intuitive channels.
Yeah.
Now, most people don't have any clue about that. Those of us that it starts happening, we're like, me too. You know, I have a story of one of my co-authors and a co-host from my community that I've known for many years. And when she came out speaking light language, and I was like sitting back in my chair, I was like, and who are you to also be like all light languagey and stuff? And I got all like aggro and bitchy in my own little space with me. And then years later, I am also somebody who offers light language. But I wasn't willing, I wasn't even ready to see that to be true, and I had this judgment
Yeah.
about somebody else because I wasn't expressing. That's what triggers are. Triggers and glimmers. Glimmers are when you're so fabulous. Yeah, because you are too. If you see how fabulous I am, this is a mirror, Tammy and I. We're wearing similar colors. We have the similar big earrings.
Yeah.
This is all like, this is a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
And life is a continuous pathway of synchronicities. Are you seeing them? Are you putting it all together? Because guess what? Make that shit up too. Make it up. When you see two things that seem to make sense, just make a story about it. And the divine and all your guys are like, yay, she got that one. That one was like really off in the corner somewhere. You know what I'm saying? This is a choice and a journey. And I can tend to go way down rabbit holes. So okay,
I'm gonna let you go.
good.
Because you know why?
Well,
It's what people need.
why? Yeah. We need to lose our minds, actually. That's really the truth of it. We need to lose our minds, lose our minds.
I lost my
And
phone.
I know, me too. I totally lost mine. People are like, you are out of the box. I'm like, yeah, there is no box. I'm in the woo. I'm a rainbow unicorn. You know, there are cultures and there have been history of cultures that have revered the crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
and still to this day, there's a special place for people who speak
I
light language.
mean, we revere the crazy in this country, apparently. Like right now.
So there's layers of crazy. Yes. And it's all, well, here's the other thing. Right now, everybody, where we are, it's December of 2024. This planet, this consciousness, this dimension is in the middle of a deconstruct.
Yes.
However you want to see that.
Absolutely.
It's
Absolutely.
happening in nature. Like we've got, everybody's, tornadoes that don't belong places, tsunamis that don't happen normally, earthquakes that are,
Hurricane
massive.
season way too long.
Yeah, lasting too long, going where they don't belong, all these things. And then, of course, we've got wars here and wars there and on and on and on. We have all these things. Guess what, people? Those are distractions.
Yep, absolutely. Lord Jesus. I just want to do a backflip because I'm like, I was talking about that. I was talking about it on some live I was on. I was like, y'all, those are distractions. Stop paying attention to that bullshit. I
Yeah.
said, I don't give a shit about Diddy. I don't care what they do. I didn't care about Epstein either because he was this distraction too. I said every single one of them, all that foolishness. I said everything that's going on. I said even the people, killing the people, the CEO guy or anybody else, the school shootings, all of it is distractions. What is happening here?
Yeah.
That's the question. What are
Well,
what are we being distracted from?
we're being distracted. We're being distracted from remembering our greatness.
Ooh, that's amazing. I mean, that's just like, oh God. I mean, like I feel that all in my body. I felt it in my solar plexus. I'm like, oh my Jesus, that is so powerful. So powerful. So powerful.
It's simple. It's simple. And yes, it is powerful. It's the essence of the amnesia. That's what happened. That again, back to that, under 5 years old, there's something I wrote about in the chapter of my book, Love is Everything in the Sacred Connection anthology. I keep going like this because it's pointing behind me. But here, my point is there's a story, and I believe I heard it initially through Wayne Dyer.
That's
And the
important.
story goes that there's a couple, they have a baby, and then the baby's 4 and they have another baby, and the 4-year-old says, "Hey, mom, dad, I want to talk to, my little brother." And they kind of get a little nervous, like what's it gonna do? So they listen outside the door, and the 4-year-old says to the baby, "Tell me about God. I'm starting to forget."
Wow.
Yeah. That awareness that it's slipped, that the relationship with God is slipping away as the density of this dimensional reality begins to settle in.
Mm.
That is serving, though. If we really knew how amazing we were, we would never do any of the things that humans are supposed to do. We would be acting like me from the get, like you from the get, right?
Yes.
That's out of control. Talk about out of control. That's out of control. We need to allow ourselves to flip it, everybody. Flip it upside down.
Yes.
Take what you know and look at it from the other direction and think about how important it is that we play by the rules. And
Yes.
that's what we've been doing. Now, what's important is we remove the rules and we listen, not here, not in our brain, mind. We listen in our bodies,
Yes.
listen with our hearts. Our mind is serving for making sure this body runs. Okay. That's really all it's for.
Yeah.
It's for determining how to respond to things physically. It's
Yes.
for digesting food.
Yes.
This is what the body's for, making more babies. That's the whole deal. The mind is not to show you how to be.
Mm.
It's doing what needs to happen so that you can be.
Mm. Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And being is that essence. It's funny. I love Yoda. I love Yoda. And Yoda says there's no try, only do. Well, guess what? There's no do, only be.
I
We
like
don't
that.
need to try. We don't need to do. It's important to be. And that's again back to that conversation of we're all a channel. We all are receiving the information that's serving for us on our path. That's the other thing. We don't compare tragedies in this world. I've
Right.
got big ones. Dad shot and killed mom. And then a few years later, I met my beloved. We were married. She had a melanoma cancer journey. We had our child in the middle of that, and I was left with a 2-year-old as a widow. I've been through some gnarly life stuff, gnarly. And what I'm here to say to that is that I've decided to get up again, keep getting up. That movie, The Fall Guy, that recently came out, I loved that. This idea of he's a stunt man. It was a Ryan Gosling or Reynolds, I can't remember.
Okay. Okay. I see the trailer.
Yeah, yeah. The concept here is life, this human condition is meant to kill us. That's a guarantee. We're all going to die. You're not getting out of here without dying. Okay?
I'm okay with that.
I know, me too. It means that I've experienced life
Yep.
and lived this.
I feel like it's an elevation. You know what I mean? That's what I feel like. I feel like because then you're free of this skin suit.
Exactly. And to love the journey as it is. We're here for a reason. You get to decide what that is for you. And you determine your reason, your purpose, your passion, your design, your intention through experiencing the events that you have called to you. That's back to that place where we are literally co-creating our existence, one event, experience, relationship at a time.
That is such a powerful way to live. Because that's actually, how it came for me is like that's a powerful way to live.
It's
Powerful.
empowered. It's empowered,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God, because you feel, and so many times what I'm learning is, working with people, they don't feel like they're disconnected from their bodies. Not only are they disconnected from their God self, but they're disconnected from their body, so they wouldn't even know. You know what I mean? So it's like, okay, so let's connect to our bodies and let's connect to our God self. And let's see if we can make some shit happen then.
Yes. And here's another piece to that. Because some people are like, well, how do I connect to my God self? How do I connect to my body? Like, what do I do? There's another aspect of being a human on this earth. The earth itself, we were talking earlier about astrology, and we've got the winter solstice on the way. We have new moons and full moons and night and day. These are all relevant to this earth school life, the solar system.
I'm laughing because you sound just like me. I'm like,
No,
I know it's
that's what I mean. Like,
some kind of
we're saying
mood.
the same shit.
It's
It's
like some
beautiful.
kind of mood. I know you're supposed to, what do you throw cinnamon out on the first or blow it? I mean, it's like, I don't know. And I don't know.
But here's the thing. We make shit up, Tammy. Make it up. And the earth is our guide. Okay, here's something. The leaves fall. Every fall, that's a season and they fall. There's no leaf out there that's judging the first leaf that leaves the tree. Like you're a go-getter. You're like, what do you need to be the first one off? And then what about this one? Like, hey, are you just gonna hang on there for the whole fucking winter? I mean, here's the deal. Like, there's no judgment in nature. That's where you go. Go touch a tree. Get your tootsies on the grass, right? Nature is a teacher and it's a guide.
It is.
You're like,
I think because you sound just like me. It's like she's all in my head. Shit. But I honestly think it all boils down to trusting. Like
yes.
trusting because I told somebody that one day and they looked at me crazy. I said, yeah, I said, I did a ritual on something, something, something. They said, oh, did you do the blah, 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 blah? I said, no, I just did, whatever I did. No, I didn't do that because I don't even know what that's about.
Because I don't know what that is.
I was like, it came to me, to do this, and that's what I did. Like somebody asked me, "Well, do you take spiritual baths?" I was like, absolutely every day.
I didn't think about it that way, but sure, I'll go with that.
I mean, it's like holy water. Holy
Yeah,
water is holy because you call it holy.
exactly. Exactly.
You
That's
pray
it.
over your water and stuff like that. And I've been actually speaking affirmations into mine because it came to me to do it.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. There's also never anything wrong. And that may not be easy to listen to when you look out at the world and you're like, but there's wrong happening everywhere. Let's remember that that's somebody else's story. And like we were talking about light and dark, you can't see stars without the darkness. And if it was all light and love, like you wouldn't know it was light and love because then there wouldn't be anything bad to tell you it was light and love.
And that would just
Same
irritate
idea. Yeah.
me. I mean, every time I hear that stuff, it's like, yeah, I'm gonna need you to get the fuck away from me with that.
Yeah. No, we
It's
need
not
to
always
have an
loving
awareness.
light. It's not.
It's
Our
not.
lives are not loving light. You just talked about yours. That your shit wasn't loving light.
And you're out. So here's the thing. I am aware of teachers and people who hold space that look at this only as a container of love and light. That is true outside this planet, okay? Not on the planet. The planet has both. It's yours, this planet, this reality. If you're a human being and you're tapped in right now, you chose this. You chose this duality and this polarity existence, okay? That's real.
Yes.
And until we leave this planet, it's going to be our life.
Yes.
And and beyond that is where we are allowing ourselves to tap in to another dimension and say, "Oh, it is all oneness. It is all love." That's true.
Mm.
And here there's some shit to navigate. And that shit is what is the mud. It's the mud of your life that is showing you the way home. What's home? Home is how you are aligned with self and the divine.
It's intimacy.
Yes, it's intimacy with self first. We were
Yes.
talking about you expressing love in a relationship. Well, guess what, people? Everything that you meet in a relationship is a reflection of you or what you feel you are lacking. If you are seeking things in others, here's the three fingers, baby. Guess what? Three times that is needs to be in you. You're looking for it to be in you. It is in you and you don't like it there. This is a very real experience. I don't care what's going on out there. That is not my concern. If you're worried about me, that means you're worried about you. Don't worry about me. Take care of yourself,
I'm good.
right?
I'm good.
Exactly. That is the key of this experience is sovereignty, freedom, autonomy, and choice.
Nice. 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 I'm telling you, this is, oh man, I'm telling you, this is just amazing. Like it is, I feel like you just were speaking all out of my heart. Because these are things that I was like, and you just never know who actually really understands this
Yeah.
because it's so much, let's say, let me see how to say this. So much similarity to the religious cult community, sometimes in the spiritual community. And so sometimes, it's difficult to say these things and to know who and where you can say them. Because even in that, I found some stuff that was like, Now, I can't do religion because it's brainwashing and manipulation. And I refuse to do it in their cults, every single one of them. And they don't got nothing to do with God. And so I have bowed out of that system, came out of the spiritual closet, no less. Um, Speaking in tongues. So I've been doing light language since I was 5 years old. And it's been such an amazing gift to be over here, you know, with open eyes. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Absolutely.
you can see, not only can you see beyond you, but you can also see in you.
Within you. Absolutely.
That's been just, so huge with this, and just being able to be that guide, and shine the light for people. Because I don't know if you feel like this, but I feel like that is what I'm supposed to do, is be the guide and shine the light. Because I already went before. And I've already done this in a few different lifetimes. I've been an African medicine woman. I've been somebody back in Greece, and I've done this many, many times. And it's like at this point now in my life, I can feel that. And I feel like now
Yeah.
it's all coming together and it's integrating into, what I'm supposed to bring here to this life, this medicine. And what
Tammy, I believe you're speaking truth for many, many, many of us.
yeah,
And it's and what's really special about this time right now is we've all been in our own worlds. It used to be the black sheep of the family, right? That's why I'm a rainbow unicorn, like because it's all about all the colors.
yeah,
And most people who felt that they didn't quite get the system, there was an awareness that they were here to do or be or understand something else. Now that's all coming clear. And more beings are awakening to where we were 10, 20, 30, 40 years ago, right? This is this evolution.
yes,
And, it's funny. My mother was a teacher of elementary school. My brother married an elementary school teacher. My sister-in-law, who is my partner's sister, was a high school or is a high school teacher. And I was like, I don't want to be a teacher. Like, teachers don't get paid well, and like it's like a
that was
silly
it.
thing. And
No,
there's so many rules. There's no way I was going to be a teacher. Everything I've ever done, I have basically trained others. I worked as a birth doula at every restaurant I ever worked in. I helped create the training program. I'm a fucking teacher. I came out of the womb to be a teacher to help and support people.
yes,
And I figured out how. I'm here to teach the message and the love of God
yes.
and to reclaim God. When I was Jewish, it was G/D. You couldn't even spell the damn word. I was like, fuck that. Call it Ethel. That's my mother's name. Alan Watts says you can't get wet from the word water. It doesn't matter what you call it yet spells are spoken through word.
Yes.
This is the dance to know that everything's made up and everything's created. Everything's made up and everything's created.
Yes. And and if it makes sense to you, because
Exactly.
here's the thing, because I have been so like I studied Neville Goddard for a little bit, He was another one of my online
Mhm.
mentors. And so I studied
Yeah.
him and studied some Abdullah stuff and all that. And I don't know, all of a sudden one day about 6 months ago or so, the feeling is a secret kind of came running toward me. And I started feeling that, and I started understanding the frequency, and timeline shifting and all that stuff. And it kind of started just pouring into me. I got a whole playlist of it on my YouTube channel. And so it started just pouring into me. And I was like, what is this about? But I started understanding that it's all about the freaking feeling.
Yeah.
Everybody's wanting to manifest and they're jumping around by the law of attraction. And me, I've been studying metaphysics. I'm actually working on my master's in metaphysics because it's what I want to do, something I wanted to do. So I've been
You
studying.
tapped into the quantum. That's
And
where you are. That's where you are.
child, and it was amazing. And it was like right after I had this amazing Kundalini experience. It was so powerful. I had some plant medicine and I had this amazing Kundalini experience. And right after that, it's like the stuff started just pouring in, and I started telling people, I was like, it's timelines, it's timelines. You can
Yes.
have different timelines within the same time. I said, there's a couple of movies I just saw recently that actually illustrated this perfectly. They
Oh
were
yeah,
so,
everything, everywhere, all at once. That movie is,
that was
yeah,
phenomenal.
yeah,
I was like, oh my God,
yes,
oh my God, so many. And I was like, so people are actually getting this because they're making
yes.
movies about it.
Well, The Matrix, the movie, The Matrix, which came out 30 years ago.
Was
Well,
it
this
30?
is
Was it 30 years
yes, it was at least the 90s, if not, yeah, seriously,
ago? Went to the movies with
totally.
that.
I know.
The
And
kiddos.
that's, here I and the movie, you know what, another movie that's powerful, Pixar, the Pixar, the movie, all the animated movies, Soul, Inside Out. These
Yeah.
writers, they're tapped in. They are totally connected to God because what they're sharing in these animated movies is truth.
Yeah.
And yet we have this human perspective that it's all made up. That's again part of being in the amnesia.
But isn't everything?
Exactly. And that's the crazy part about it. It's made up. What's fiction? What's science
I
fiction?
don't know.
What's fact?
I
What's
don't know.
science? What's all of it?
I don't know, but I tell you what, I don't know if you saw the OA. That's another one that was like, I was like, somebody is tapped in and tuned in that did this show. They only had two
Oh, A. I'm gonna have
seasons.
to look for that.
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's powerful. I mean, it's like I had to watch it twice, the whole series. I was like, let me go back and watch this again.
Well, I feel like this, when we track these kinds of informational storylines, that if it's been called into our field, like that is the other level of education.
Yes.
Okay. Like, so we're here to here's the work. I don't have a job. Okay. Like, I haven't had a job for 20 plus years. I do my work. My work has had many different incarnations. But here's the deal. What's the primary work? My inner work. As I am recognizing this whole container, what my offerings are, that's how I show up with my family. That's how I show up with my community. That's how I show up relating to money, because money is energy, God's money. It's all of that. I do God's work. God pays me.
Yes.
Really how it works.
Girl.
When let go, surrender. One of my favorite mentors and book mentors, Michael Singer,
Yes.
Untethered Soul.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
a potty book. He's taken in little potty excerpts, I call them. But this idea of educating our soul, being on a soul school experience. These are when we look like we're checked out from the reality,
Yeah.
because we are.
Yeah.
And we get to stand up together and be the beacons, all of us. We all are messengers of God,
Yeah.
because we're all here to be expressing as God, teaching along the way to everybody that we're in. If you're in a dynamic with somebody, you're learning and teaching in the same place. You're learning about you as you're offering who you are, as you're witnessing who they are, and as you're witnessing the dynamics.
Hmm. Yeah.
We're always teaching, we're always learning.
Yeah. So what do you feel the gift of COVID was?
Well, there's quite a few gifts, actually. For one, we remembered that we're human beings and not human doings. I believe that was a huge part of that. It was an awakening. It was instrumental that it happened at a time to as a prelude to what we're in now, this this level of conscious awareness. It was an experience of deconstruction,
Yep.
another way that was expressed. And I really do feel that many people had their own experience of awakening.
Yeah.
Like the teeter-totter was going way off, and people were like, wait a minute, I didn't realize I was way up here. Like people are way down there, and this was happening. Then the teeter-totter broke,
Yep.
and now we're like out here all standing on our own, kind of figuring it out. Well, guess what? You're not alone. You're not alone. And we're all here to follow the rabbit holes, right? To follow the pathways, to witness our expression.
Yes.
Everything is serving. Everything is serving. Everything happens for a reason. I mean, I'm not going to go up to somebody who just had their kid die in a car accident and say, oh, everything happens for a reason. There's a way to have,
Wait. You don't think God wanted their kid in the garden?
and that's the thing. That's that place of like when we poo-poo the pain, we are not really experiencing it. We must experience and move through. Have you heard the term samskara? Do you know that term from Untethered Soul? Samskara. Essentially, it is an imprint. It's an imprint of a memory.
Hmm. Nice.
When we are here now, we are not in a place of memory. We are not in a place of futurizing. There aren't any imprints on us when we're here now. Those samskaras creep in and they have us spend time ruminating. Maybe it was ruminating over a good thing and a beautiful beginning of a relationship or a powerful, personal, wonderful experience. It's in the past.
Yeah.
Its design was to be there then. And now you're here to witness what is in the midst of this field. The more that we continue to walk the path and be in the presence of self, the less we get anchored down or through what holds us back.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I can see that. Yeah. That's something. So as we prepare to land this plane,
Mhm.
um, I want you to share something that you feel will impact the listeners. And then I have one question that I ask all of my guests.
Okay. What I am called forth to say that is here to impact all the listeners. You are the essence of being a light.
Mm, okay.
Allow, allow the warmth that is of your being to extend through your breath, and know that every breath that you offer is an extension of your highest purpose and your highest connection with source.
That's beautiful. So beautiful.
Mm.
So my question is, if you could change anything in the world, what would it be and why?
I wouldn't change anything because it's not mine to change and everything is serving. How's
You are,
that?
you are the third, that's the third time that that's come through in, I don't know, probably 200 or 300 interviews.
Oh, wow.
That's amazing because most people are like, oh, I would change this or I would change that. And the first person, I think she said, I wouldn't change a thing. And I was like, wow. And she explained her reason. And then one other person said that a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, oh, okay, that right, okay. And the way you said it, same thing. I was like, wow, nothing? That's powerful. Because if you think about it, you're right. Everything is as it should be. So why change anything?
And I mean, hey, we all make mistakes. It's a part of this human condition. We make choices and we're like, oh, that went that way. Okay, well, I can do that again and again until I decide I'm going to do something different. And choosing that somebody doesn't have pain, that it's not mine to take away anybody else's pain. There's really nothing to take away or change. Yeah. I love that. I love that I'm part of one of two others that have this way. And here's the thing, I bet you anything, Tammy, more and more, the people that you have on your show are going to feel the same way. You're attracting that. You're in that vibration. The people that are attracted to you that are here listening are in that vibration. We're all raising the vibration collectively. It's a massive expansion in consciousness that we're in the midst of right now.
Oh my God, it is huge. And sometimes I think the energy in it can be overwhelming.
That's why we need nature. That's why we need the trees and the plants, and we need our bath time, our transformational shower situation. We need to remember the tools. And the number one tool is our breath.
Yes. That has been such a game changer for me because I just, I used to suffer from like anxiety and depression. Well, I still suffer from a little seasonal because yeah, start like now it's already dark here, like pitch black. And it's 4:45. So yeah, but
You're on a northern latitude. Me too. It's pitch black here also.
like what in the world? It is 4:45. I mean, come on. So, that's
This is that, we're moving. It's interesting with the winter solstice around the corner right now that we're in the darkest portion. And the minute we get to the darkest portion, we're going back to the light, right? That's always the relationship is dark to light, light to dark. It's all about perception.
I thought
And
about
we can keep
that.
talking forever.
I was gonna say the dark night of the soul, you think about it. Because you're in that. I remember the last one for me. I was like, I had a few. I remember that last one. I was like, oh my God, is this gonna ever freaking end? Am I gonna get on the other side of this? I know that I am because I've seen myself on the other side. But
Yeah.
damn it, when's it gonna happen?
Well, that's a really powerful thing for many, many. I have that same experience where I'm in that place and I'm feeling, I know there's another side to this. I'm going to be here now and then I will be there. And that's when this journey continues to be step after step after step. Release the attachment, let go of the need to control and be in the flow. Be
Yes,
in the flow.
yes, in the flow. That's so amazing. So share with the people where they can find you, the best place to connect with you. And if you have anything that you're offering or, anything that you want to do, share it.
Thank you. Yes, the Lotus Path.love. That's where you'll find everything related to transformational guidance and what the Love Messenger offers. There's transformational and perspective guidance. You can find me everywhere and the Love Messenger, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. And there's a Sacred Connection that's a webinar. We're starting the 9th round in the middle of January. I've been doing this since October of 22. It's a community that is about being in this relationship with self and the divine, having these powerful conversations and offering space to recognize we are not alone. We're in this as a whole species of humans, and we get to be light beings. We are light-minded beings that are like-hearted, light-minded, like-hearted. That's a community that I am attracting and inviting. Come join us. You'll receive the the ebook, Love is Everything, when you choose to be following me on the Lotus Path. Love.
That
Okay.
That is so powerful. I am super excited. This has been such an amazing time. I could probably spend another hour with you,
We'll
but
have to do it again. That'll be our plan.
we'll have to do it again. It's all good. Even, I don't know, we might have to collaborate on some stuff. I've been thinking of something. Some stuff was coming to me while we were sitting here. So we'll probably have to do something in the future. But at this time, you guys can check out all of her details there in the show notes. Um, You'll be able to look at them beneath in the video and also on the audio, which it will be on Spotify and Apple, Google, Radio Breaker, Listen Now, iHeartRadio, and it's also on Audibles and Amazon. So you can listen to it in any of those places. You can watch it on YouTube. And we are so grateful that you have spent this time with us today. And it's just been such an amazing time with my sister. She's just been such a beautiful experience, and I absolutely love her. And I know that you do too. So definitely make sure that you go and find her in all of her places and, follow her and see what she's got to say and see if she has something that she can offer you that'll help you. So, again, I hope that your day is magical and, and that you like, share, and subscribe, and that you make sure that you tell other people about this amazing podcast where I interview spiritual entrepreneurs who are changing the planet. And if you would like to come on my show and share your story, reach out to me. My email is probably somewhere that you can find, or you can find me on any of those other platforms. YouTube at Intuitive Tammy, TikTok at Intuitive Tammy, Facebook at Tammy Morrison, Instagram at Intuitive Tammy 56. Intuitive Tammy on Lemonade and also Clapper. So you can find me anywhere and send me a message. Again, thank you so much for joining us on Straight Outta Savannah. Thank you so much for joining us. Bye now.
Bye.